2022 HRC goals. Building committee, public service, any update there, Jason?
As far as committee recognition, I guess public service announcements is on there. Last meeting, there was discussion of getting together with Mary's group. Did that happen?
No, we're waiting on times.
Okay.
So did you want us to coordinate times with them or do we need to work through city admin?
You can coordinate with them. There's no need for us to get in the middle. It's easier to have a one-on-one
I thought there was
conversation.
something about with the attorneys, what, I don't know why that's coming to my brain right now.
Don't think so, not that I remember with attorneys. The only question I would have is if, say, one of us would coordinate it, so we would need to go through Whitney then to get the times out to everybody, right?
Yeah, we could sure do that.
Okay.
Just to make it easier, so you don't have to worry about
Okay.
having a side meeting or anything like that. But
Right.
if you nail down a date and time, but you can cast out the email to everybody and say, if you're available, here's where we're gonna be, here's the date, time, and location, who's gonna be there.
We just have the one.
Yep, we just have the one and we actually will have two because if all of you are in agreement, I can just whip together a short one for this upcoming party. This anniversary.
The first one, do they need two people?
Gotcha.
Is it a two-person one, the
Yep.
first one? Okay. So at least two of us would need to be there, or
I would be willing to do that with you, Jason.
Yep, and we can rotate, a couple different people doing them. I'll try and coordinate that by weeks and get that out. Does that sound like a plan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so the one's just the informational one, and the second one's just gonna be about the event.
yep, about the anniversary event, does everyone think that would work for a second one?
Yep.
To give them the information?
It's like strict on 30 seconds, right? Jason?
Yes,
Okay.
because they use those to fill in. Their other programming isn't as rigid because it's not commercial based, but they use the PSAs to fill in between if a meeting ends a little early or from one program to the next. So, yeah, 30 seconds is the request.
Trevor, did you already do one?
Yes,
Yes, they already.
because I did one because I went,
Trevor's the one, shut up.
I did one because I went down there on transit and I didn't want to have to come back.
Okay.
So on the page,
Okay, next will be city commission update.
where's that?
That's right at the
Read.
bottom.
City commission update?
Diversity University, sitting commission update.
Who's doing that, James?
Trying to think what we were talking about there. Why did we have? This is-
Well, did you go in front of the city commission to invite them to the event?
Yes,
That, and then also when we get to the PSAs, it was to let them know that the group's intention would be to, not PSA, sorry, to the podcast, was to share that information with them and make sure we're in the boundaries that everybody's comfortable with there.
okay,
So but that podcast discussion is later in the agenda.
okay. So city commission invite, how soon are we able, the event is October 22nd, how soon do we want to go in?
No, that is Saturday or what day?
That is a Saturday, yep.
So city commission meets the second and fourth Tuesday. So actually tomorrow is the deadline for the next commission meeting. I would say based on the conversation today, if you're able to firm up all the plans and things like that, there's no harm in getting in front of the commission a week from tomorrow.
Which we, last meeting in September,
Okay.
28th.
Yeah, so then you're a month ahead of the event because the date is the 22nd of October. And so assuming all goes well, that we can use that next 3 to 4 weeks to promote it on a regular schedule, because that was one of the other things that we had talked about here as a group is HRC developing some social media content. So then this office, which posts to the City of Bismarck's Facebook page, could help bring awareness to this and get people excited about it and get people ahead as well.
I would encourage you to get to tomorrow to get it on. You know, it's information. It's not like we're having to take direct action on the commission, but it certainly is appropriate. I think earlier better than later.
People.
Rather sooner than that, or the sooner the better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or kind of like you snooze, you lose.
Well, I don't know, Jason, don't you think?
Yeah, I would say the sooner the better, and then that will make
think the longer
commissioners
we can
aware.
promote it.
Absolutely. Yep.
So do we know who all can make it to the city commission meeting tomorrow?
The meeting is tomorrow.
Oh, no,
The
no,
meeting is
just,
next week.
The meeting would be next week. Yep.
Holy God.
Just to get it to the agenda.
that's right, get it to the agenda and then it'd be next week. That's much better, okay.
I was planning to go for another item, but I had something come up today for DCIL that I need to see what they're planning to do.
Okay.
What day is it on?
Tuesday, the 27th.
Yep.
Okay,
Are you going?
5:15.
Correct.
I would like to.
Hold on, I have another fact check. I'm gonna see what time it is.
We
If
won't,
you're gonna go, I would like to go.
Tuesdays are hard for me, but I can.
Manage.
And we don't need a full committee, it's just somebody who will stand in front, just talk about it and just have some representation.
I can't.
depending on what the rest of the agenda looks like, things like this, where we have a consultant or a committee recommendation, we would get it closer to the top of the regular agenda.
Okay.
Courtesy, so you're not having to sit through
The whole
a
thing.
dozen public hearings and staff level discussions on other things and whatnot. So no guarantees that you'll be first, but we'll do our best to get you closer to the top so you can have most of your after that.
I'll stay in touch with you then. Okay. Perfect.
I guess you can ask Sassy or Tia or Carl,
That's right.
because if we have a quorum, we have to announce that we're all gonna be here as well.
Can we, Jason, can we just announce that in case?
If we know, so the quorum is typically 5. If we know that there's gonna be 4 or 5, we'll announce it. There's no harm in announcing a special meeting just to make sure that we're not.
Yeah, I think that's best in our situation, because things can change.
You can done with me by 7:30 on Tuesday. I can do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would feel pretty comfortable that we can get you done before 7:30 on Tuesday.
Yeah. But you have
We
to
can
wear,
arrange that.
I know it, guys.
T-shirts.
yep, you're gonna have to wear your t-shirt though.
None of us all.
I think Jason already is gonna try to arrange to put you guys as early as he can. He's a week.
This office builds the agenda.
I have more.
Oh, really?
So let me know and I'll grab them either, oh no, I don't have them anymore.
Here,
They should be here again. So we'll talk after and we'll see what I can do. Perfect, that's good then.
What's next on the HRC? That. Yes. Refreshments.
no, we haven't even gotten to the podcast or the.
We'll be
Oh.
on that this one.
20th anniversary celebration.
And I think
Yeah, I
that we
think
can
we'll-
just roll right in later when we touch on all the breakdown of the hosted events then. It'll be the podcast.
Podcast.
And that might just be a spot holding also, because it looks like it's further in the agenda also. So you were right, let's keep rolling into the,
Can we back up a second, because we did the minutes, but then we missed one before that we did the minutes.
yeah,
I think it was like, the public comments.
I did that, nobody.
Oh. No, sorry.
No, that's good. Then the next would be maybe the hosted events.
Hosted events, any update there?
Looks like we have the flyers came out from admin. We're booked at the library.
Which room?
In meeting room A, if you'll look further in the agenda towards the back, there's the 3 different flyers that Whitney came up with, it looks like.
So do we have to pick one of these? Is that it?
Are we using all of them or are we just picking one?
That's what I was asking.
No.
The options were there for your consideration. So the hope would be that you would find one that is amenable to the group, and then that would be the one that Alyssa would stick with. And,
My personal feeling is I like the second one better than I do with the other 2. That one there.
Like the first one.
That one seems too, busy to me.
The third one.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to look over them?
Not really, but I can't see them well anyway.
Oh, you want to bring it in? That's the first one.
Yeah.
That's the second one.
I like the first one first.
The first
Why?
one.
I like the second one, the one that's,
Maybe the first one.
this one right here.
okay.
I don't like the second one, so did you decide to go?
I'm kind of more towards the first one.
Okay, so the first
What
one,
is it that you like about that one?
The first one to me looks more like a committee type one, whereas the second looks more fun. I don't know. I'm more like a
But when you see here, it says fun, so it's like,
true. I honestly could go either way. So,
the last one is out for me.
We're no people, aren't we?
We're complete split.
got 3, 2, and 1.
I like one. I think 3 is off the
I think
table.
3 is on the table.
Yep.
I could go with 1.
What don't you like about one?
You know, the one thing that I like about it too is that it's eye-opening, it's like, it pops out. I guess that's why I'm kind of leaning towards that one. At least people would be able to see it better. I do like it for number 1 too, but I'm just saying that if people want to,
Could go with number 1 and take some of the wording out, so it's not as busy. Take like you're invited out to give it more spaces. Because this one has less wording, the second one.
that's why I like it.
I think you take it, if you take out your invited, so you kind of lose the call to action.
But the second one doesn't have your.
I know, but I like the purple on the second one, so I'm not.
And it can be a combination.
So I'm gonna ask a question. I'm not making any vote here.
Nope.
How are these gonna be distributed? Where are they gonna be?
Mail. Right?
I don't think by manual is it. Oh, really?
Talked about that, social media, of course.
Mail to past recipients of the
So
two.
just to take this as for what it's worth. The number 1, because it's on a white background, is considered true.
Yep.
That's busy to me.
It's always busy.
You may not want as many words as our,
Yeah.
text might be too much on. I'm not trying to, just from a reader, and I can tell you, because when I drove around, and I drive around town even today, you look at campaign signs that are in yards, what catches someone's eye? If there's a bunch of color in the background, it's hard, especially with thin characters, it's hard to read.
True, that's why,
So that's only, just consider that. And who are we, know, maybe the readers of this need to be cognizant of how we're gonna catch their eye and they're gonna read it. So that's just my,
So now if you go to like the other one, like that one,
I changed my vote to one. It says you're invited to, it's all the extra more people will come.
Gotcha, don't worry, buddy. No. Okay. I do like number one. I think it'll be easier.
but what happens if we change, say from 1 to 2 and do it more in a colored background rather than the white?
What we were kind of thinking is that with the white background, it might be easier to read, is what the mayor had kind of mentioned, and I see where he's saying that.
that, it's just, especially if someone's looking at it from a distance.
Yeah.
You know, if you have any posted somewhere,
One, sorry, Mr. Mayor, the one comment I would make about this one is we invite them to the library, we just don't have the address. So I would ask Alyssa to make sure that we push the street address onto this as well.
Okay. So this isn't finalized. Can we take dancing off of there? Cause it sounds like we're gonna throw the hoe down or something.
We can remove dancing.
Music, even just music, cause we're trying to, for entertainment, just put
We're
music.
working on a dance.
He's gonna work on that for me. It's Jason's party, he's gonna dance.
Yeah, I'm not dancing. Nice try.
I don't know if I get talking about
Yeah,
I know she could have stuff down, but you.
right. Is everyone okay going with number one if we adjust it a little bit?
Yeah,
I know it's not your favorite, Darcy, but it's not.
Well, I mean, I do like it, but it's just that as far as an eye catcher, I just like number 2. And number 3 is way too busy for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's maybe roll with number one. They'll kind of come up with a little adjusted and see how we go with it.
Could we make our logo a little bigger
Yep,
too?
I was gonna suggest that.
Cause that way we
as
can
well.
kind of keep pushing.
The second slot,
Connection, yeah.
And that'll bring more color to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right,
Everyone
that
wants more
would.
color.
and I think that was one of the other reasons why that was not one of my favorites.
Okay. So we're good with,
Cause then I take it, then what's the B for? Could we take that off?
For the city of Good Start.
It's for the city's insignia or the logo. So we use that on our social media page.
Could we make that bigger too?
Yeah, we'll make sure that they're
There's supposed to be standards.
they're similar sizes, similar shapes.
I forgot about that, sorry.
so with that, we're good with that. Then we roll into guests. Is that the next on there?
get a guest and the entertainment and then refreshments and program.
Okay.
We can combine all 3 of it. Discussion on all.
Okay. With guests, I'm thinking the city was waiting on sending out invites until we finalized this. Correct?
Yep.
Have we compiled a list of who all we're inviting, or is that not compiled yet?
Other than past recipients of the humanitarian award,
And past members, do we have any kind of directory of that?
we would have had their contact information at the time. We don't have had anything current since then, but we're like.
Do you ever keep those on file?
Would it be appropriate to invite the commission, maybe the mayor?
Absolutely.
Make sure they're
Yes.
on the list
Yep,
of the-
very much so.
Okay.
Okay.
We should probably figure out the entertainment before we
But let's just invite, I'd rather go by fire. Invite everybody and then
figure out how we're gonna entertain them. Okay.
Yeah, it's 2 hours coming and going. It's not like we're gonna have a set thing. Any other thoughts on guests?
And are we going to do refreshments? Cause I think we talked a lot about that the last time.
We're gonna donate is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Are there any other city officials we wanna invite besides the commission?
We can invite all of them.
partner organizations.
Yeah,
Global neighbors, other groups that you've
yep.
done things with or shared events with, put outright. There's,
The library, but their past recipient is.
Martin Luther King Jr. Yep.
Patriot Friends.
United Tribes. BSC.
That reminds me under.
Oh, Career Academy
Career
or
Academy.
whatever that, yes.
That reminds me, I was.
Bismarck Public Schools. Specifically superintendent.
I want to get that one.
You maybe want to extend it one by to the University of Miami, see if it's there. She has students maybe.
Well, if we've got United Tribes and BSC, we should absolutely be married.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about like the police force, you know, because they.
Yeah, we do stuff with Municipal, but, or, Renee Mock and
Yep.
Public health.
Public health.
Gurevich from the police department.
Help. City parks. The park board.
Have they been helpful? Have they been? I haven't seen them, but
Like other city committees. I don't know what they are.
You could go to department directors.
That's what I think would be nice, is to just do department directors. We are a city committee. We're supposed to be working with the governor. Get out. That would be nice. Yeah.
Oh,
Nicole says, let's invite the governor. I think it would
Listen,
be-
here,
He lives here,
Yep,
he might not have anything going on.
yep,
He is.
He lives here part-time.
yeah.
One thing, just speaking for city offices, flyers or postcards or whatever, the material ends up with, we could deploy those to different buildings and ask that they be put up in the break rooms. We don't put them in the fronts of the buildings, but we put them where staff would access them, so we
Okay.
can add that to the list. Do you want me to add Governor Bergman?
yes.
Okay. And then also, to Governor Sanford. Good. If you don't invite them, they can't come.
Right.
So,
yeah, and another thing I would think of is, maybe the senator. Maybe more of our stuff.
Okay.
I'm not saying they'll come, but
well, they're on the federal level.
You know who might come? Kara Munt,
Carmen.
Kara, however you say her name, she might come.
I think we should stay away during a political season of trying to invite certain people running and those not. And I think if we do a blanket thing of that
It
nature,
could
it
get
would
pretty
be
much.
city officials, I think would be good. In my mind, but the committee. I
It could
think
get really, you're opening up another can of worms.
Anybody can show up. This isn't just by invite. This is a public event.
true, because this will go out through local media, so
Yeah.
it's come one, come all. These are just specific recipients, organizations and such.
I like how you think, and so I'm not trying to shut you
Friends
down.
of Tia.
Oh, you can't.
I
Tia
know.
can invite her as her friend.
However anybody wants to do it. So do we feel like that's a comprehensive guest list and we can shoot emails to city admin? When are you thinking of getting it out by?
I wouldn't see, well, let's get through the report at the city commission next week and make sure that that all goes well. And you get some sort of endorsement or support, and then we can have them ready to go this.
can we have the commission do a motion on that, I think, or not necessary, Mayor?
I don't know that it's necessary.
Wouldn't be necessary, I wouldn't say, unless you're asking permission to be able to do this. I don't think that's necessarily the request. I think the intent is to say, hey, we planned a 20th anniversary. We want to bring it to your attention. We're here to welcome all of you on such and such a date. And we're using this as our opportunity to kind of springboard the messaging, and
Yeah.
please share it with your friends. Okay, that's,
Because you're already a standing committee of the commission and probably have a right to, I mean, you're celebrating a 20th anniversary.
Right.
That's really all you're doing, I know. It's not like you're taking a political stance on any.
Yeah.
Yes, we're not, yeah, but sorry, yes.
Okay.
So then we're on to entertainment.
So I reached out to a person who I thought could perform, but he has another, he's the director at BSC. Grammy nominated singer.
Oh, the
amazing,
choir.
Jason,
Yes,
he's singing in lineup for a wedding, or
Okay.
Dickinson or somewhere. But he said the one organization that might do it and do it for free would be Bisman Civic Chorus. And he said Tom Porter, if you know Tom Porter, he's.
I do, and I have like 5 friends on it.
It's like they've done city events before and he thinks they've done it for free.
Cause don't they do like the 4th of July or whatever?
That's
No,
a Bismarck Symphony.
That's a symphony.
Yep, so Bisman Civic Chorus. Okay,
And then
What do you mean
I was
they
also
also,
thinking about that, that's why I asked you the name of that other choir from like Alkea, the gospel choir,
yes.
but I don't know how to get a hold of. They're amazing, I don't remember his name.
So Geraldine Ambe would probably know. Geraldine Ambe was one of the recipients of the humanitarian award from our committee last year, well, this year, recognized. She's involved in the community. She has a dance troupe that she's involved with. Darcy, there's Geraldine.
okay,
Yep. So she might know, or even Bill Patry would know, because he was the chair of the Martin Luther King. And have we heard from Sassy on the Bismarck Public School Drum Circle? Yeah.
Get us, Casey, was representing too. See some that.
Oh, yeah. UTTC. I think if we get 2 or 3, even just 2 entertainments, have a choral, a choir sing or something. What would be nice in my mind is to have like a drum circle open up the evening, just do something at the beginning. We could even have, who were we talking about, a pastor, just say some opening remarks from Crisis Chaplaincy that works with the city, yeah. Because I think, doesn't Greg do some openings at city commission meetings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Vocation,
an invocation, there we go.
pledge of allegiance, that's how we start commission meetings.
Okay.
So it could be any one of the chapels.
Greg would be the place to start. He's
Okay.
the
He's in
chairman of chaplaincy or whatever his title is, but yeah, he's the starting point.
And then have just a little 10-15 minute entertainment from a choir, a couple songs or something. We don't have to have the whole time filled with entertainment and music.
If there is a program, not to go back to the invitation, but if there's a program and it's a 2-hour open house, do you want to say something about program scheduled for next time? Or if you show up at 3 and it was at 2, you just missed it?
Good call. Program at 1:30.
Or programming throughout,
Maybe throughout the family.
and then you can stagger it, and if you have 3, you get 3, if you have 2, you've got 2, maybe they perform twice.
Okay.
Depending on what the audience looks like.
Okay.
Business, if you're volunteers, they might say, you know, we need to be on at 2:15 and out at 2:30, and that's all you get.
Yep.
So,
Okay. Civic chorus. Aren't you in the Sweet Adeline?
Bunch of my voices like nails on the chalkboard, so now.
We could get the Elks Choir. They still have a choir, don't they? The Elks Lodge. I'm not sure they do.
that's chorus.
Yep. Okay. So entertainment is a little spotty right now, but I think we can pull something off.
Does anyone at local neighbors know of anybody who either sings or maybe, I know region of district, we're okay, but you know, like if the local neighbors have, you know, can send out something and say, you need or, you know,
Some cultural.
cultural.
Thank you all for your service.
Thank you.
I believe there has to be a new member coming on, because I
Yes.
just got notified, so I don't know if you want to share those names to see if anybody
Sure.
knows anybody. Yes, I don't.
Okay.
Because I would take the recommendation.
Okay.
If somebody will work well with you. Okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
You all have a good evening.
Thank you for
You
stopping
too.
in.
Yeah, Mayor, I'll be in touch with you.
Oh, okay. I know what that's about.
Have a good night.
I think that's a good idea to talk to global neighbors, if we can even just get a recommendation.
I mean, even if they just sent it out and said, let us know who can come, and then
Right.
we can try to organize them, if they can let us know their availability next day.
I'll talk to the Germans from Russia Foundation and just see, I mean, any just thing like a 10-minute dance by some people in cultural attire, you know, to show the diversity of our city in between short little speakers, you know, or moments of, this was our history, this was,
For like the Sons of Norway.
yeah, yes, honestly. Yep, and just to show, because what we're trying to, in my mind, it's my cookie party.
Making cookies.
Is that- We're trying to show where we were
Diversity.
and where we've come from, you know, and where we're at today. And so the diversity and the different things that we could do would be great. Refreshments, are we all just going to bring,
I said I would donate waters.
okay,
Cookies.
I'll donate cookies.
And then Tia said she wanted to from something, remember that
Oh, yeah,
conversation?
there's an event the night
Some
before.
events that she had or ads,
Okay,
filled up everything last year. Like, how much stuff are
I
you
hope
like?
they're not cookies.
I could do something, but I'm not sure what yet.
and we're just keeping it light and easy, we're not providing a meal, it's the middle of a Saturday afternoon after lunch. So I'll pick up some stuff from Sam's Club or Costco and donate it, yep, like just a big cookie platter or two, so I'm not too worried about that.
Type of waters, yeah.
Okay. Programming. So I think at one, it would be nice if we're able to open with like the drum circle and invocation.
Birds checking.
Okay. Drum circle and invocation, as well as,
Comments from the mayor.
yes, good idea. Yep.
I don't know if you could make it or not.
Comments from the governor and mayor. And any city officials, you know.
I know former Mayor Buchan always used to send Steve Markford at his place.
Mhm. Yep, and if there's, you know, anybody, the mayor holds our portfolio, so it would be good for him to at least make a comment if he's available. Just welcoming everybody and thanking us for, thanking the committee, not us specifically, for the dedication to the city, or however they want to phrase it, they'll come up with their own thing, and usually, like you said, if the mayor can't make it, then city commissioner will usually be there. So, you got it, Darcy.
Yes.
Greg said I'll find someone. So someone can write this picture on with you.
We can add this to the mayor's calendar, and if he's available, it's up to him.
Okay.
And then if there are remarks requested, we would help prepare those.
Yep, we are on page one still. We're at the number one hosted events.
Okay.
Okay. Comments from governor, mayor, then maybe.
Well, what would you have the governor say?
Welcome. Just a welcome from the state. I'm shooting high.
When we hosted the Cessna Centennial Celebration on May 14th, we invited the governor and we invited the Washington delegation and of course all of our local commissioners. In the invitation, we told them if they were unavailable, we would certainly welcome the letter.
Perfect.
And we got letters from all of them that said, congratulations, go Bismarck. Here's to 150 more years. And then
That's a brilliant idea.
we have those framed downstairs in the city commission chambers.
That's cool.
So, because a lot of those agencies do request a formal application, they'll have a spot on their website or something like that where you can go in and request time of so-and-so.
Could we do that?
So that sounds like a great task for a new communication specialist to write a glowing letter on behalf of the HRC, sending it to the governor's office and saying, we'd love to have you, and if not, we sure welcome your remarks on paper. Then part of the opening ceremony, someone could read it on the governor's behalf, we have it framed and made it available. The other thing, we actually got a video from Kevin Kramer. They produced a little 2 or 3 minute video, and then we showed that as part of the program.
Can you do that for the Washington delegation to the?
Sure.
Do an invite?
Okay.
Then I would also extend it to our legislators, because our legislators go in session in January.
That's a lot.
Well, it is, but
Not real. Like,
I know that, but if you're gonna invite one, it's like you almost need to invite,
but that's.
We're just
different.
inviting 3. We're inviting the 3 federal, state
Gotcha.
legislators, and then the governor. So it's just 4 of them that we're inviting. But with the state legislature, it would be 100 and,
Well, and just local, if you just picked local delegation, you'd be closer to 15 or 18. If it was just Bismarck representatives.
we're doing Bismarck.
we could do that, because there's one in particular that always comes to the legislative working group.
Incoming ones, correct?
It won't be
It's not all,
incoming yet.
some of
We
them
won't.
are known as incoming though, because they didn't have anybody that ran against them. There's a bunch of districts who only had
But
Republicans.
then they had to redistrict, so you don't know who's where now.
So maybe hold off
Yeah,
on
let's
the
not do
state
that. It's gonna be a
legislature.
mess. Let's just avoid the mess.
Should we just do the 3
Let's
federal
just do
then
the.
for the state?
Locals up in newspaper.
Yeah, they'll read, and if they
And
want to
choose to engage.
So considering that, then after like the comments, does anybody else have ideas? I really just tend to take control of this stuff.
So who is, okay, so you're going to, let's piece this
Yeah,
out.
let's-
You're gonna,
Figure out
Reach out to
who we're all
Porter.
inviting.
correct?
Yep,
Who's gonna reach out to Sassy about the
I will.
drum circle?
I'll reach out to both.
Who's the first one out of those?
Tom Porter with the Bismarck Civic Chorus.
Wasn't he a legislator at one point, or
Do you want me to
running?
reach out to both? I'll leave it up.
I'll have you reporter from that.
Julia.
Tracy, right?
We should have
That's
her
fine.
contact information, she's be on a committee.
Or even just email. And just ask about cultural dance or music. You could also reach out to the Unitarian Universalist Church. They have a lot of different cultural events. Okay. What else?
Basically, who are you reaching out to, Tom Porter and
With the civic course in Sassy or BP, Bismarck Public Schools and UTTC for drum circles.
Let's reach out to.
To both leaders.
And then, because we'll want to get, we won't put specific entertainment on the invites. We'll just have it, yeah. For programming then, drum circle, invocation, comments from the mayor, any others. Depending on who responds from past humanitarian award recipients, as well as committee members, we could see if, once we start getting responses,
Want to see if any of them want to speak?
yep, I think it would be good, you know, at least we, at one point in the afternoon, we could read all of the recipients and acknowledge who is in person. And then we could also read the committee members that have served, you know.
your invitation and ask for an RSVP? How does it direct them on whom they should be communicating with? We're happy to be that office, but we'll have to add it to the invitation.
I think maybe when we announce the winners, say if you're here.
I think it would be nice to know who would be there to RSVP,
So I started reaching out, just because I know how busy people's schedules can be. I know that Judith Roberts is sending either herself or somebody from Hope Manor. Dr. Roswick, I don't think he's in town anymore. He's gonna be traveling at that point. Do you want us to see who from there would be in person?
We can add a line to here that just says, please RSVP the city administration at 355-1300, and then let you guys know at the next meeting. Because the next time you meet will be ahead of this event.
Okay.
It's kind of short notice, but we can also let you know as they're coming too.
Yeah.
So it's not just, oh, by the way, next week, here's the 3 people that Sunday to be there.
Okay.
Did you reach out to the library or you put out right now?
No, but I'm positive they'll both be there. I'm sure the more recent ones will probably show up. It's touching base with the other ones. And I know that a ton of the committee, I work on a bunch of different committees with former committee members. Cheryl Carey was on probably the first one. Yeah, there's a bunch of people still in town. Matthew Leadholm.
Susan Horslow,
Yep,
would give regular reports.
yep,
She's
Krista
a-
Roush.
The Sister Hannah.
Yep, same.
It's just Hannah now.
Oh, yep, yes, yep.
I still call her Sister
I
Hannah.
do too,
She was
so
not-
Whitney and I, that's just her name
she
to
was-
us,
she was
it's
not-
Hannah Minori now, no longer sister. Not sure what the particulars are, I just know she works at the library.
So I think we could at least, whether or not people RSVP, I bet we could talk to a couple former ones and say, hey, if you end up being there, would you want to say a few brief words? And I don't think that would be bad. We can put an RSVP on. I rarely RSVP, even when there is one, I just show up.
Because then people will be like, if I get RSVP, can I still go?
Right.
So I always hear.
Okay, yeah, that's the RSVP.
What Amy, whatever her name is too.
Yep.
You know, just all,
I was gonna say the redhead.
She'll be there. I'm sure we can talk to all of them one-on-one, whoever we know who was previous committee members. Just talk to them and say we'd love to have you there so we can recognize the work you've done. The whole point of this isn't for us to celebrate ourselves, it's to celebrate the committee.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Any other thoughts on programming?
I think as we're talking to people, we should check with times, you know, like if Global Neighbors has somebody try to block in some time so we can,
Throughout,
Sort it out,
like
yeah.
entertainment and stagger it.
so if you know the drum circle can be there at 1, and you know, the
What about acknowledging like this, the students that kind of did like
Which just
the logo?
was one student. Is she still in town?
I don't believe she graduated last year. She's still here. Given her, just knowing how quiet she is, I don't know
She's
that you
so
could
shy,
get
she
her to
doesn't
say
speak.
anything.
No,
Okay.
so she's still quiet.
I just feel like we're leaving them out. I guess that's why I kind of mentioned that.
We can invite
and I
her.
think if we kind of make an announcements throughout that if the committee has impacted you at all, please feel free to.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
Because
That would be
then, you know, if we don't specifically remember to talk to somebody, you would still have the opportunity to talk.
So
And
we
then
do,
that
we
kind of
plan on
speaks-
doing media for this, like actual media, like going on,
Yes, you do great on TV.
or the radio.
Oh,
Do we have to do that, can we just set it up, or do we have to do it through?
You don't have to do it through us. If it's easier for you to set it up on your own, go right ahead. Just let us know so we can help cross promote it, or
Okay,
we can capture that video and post it to our Facebook page, or whatever needs to happen there.
okay, if I get a chance, I'll go on Rock 101.
And I'll talk to Jordan to see if I go to North Dakota today,
Okay,
and then Amy Jo for Bickering.
okay. And then I'm gonna just go on, I'm just kidding. I'll be on the Today Show when I go to New York or when I
It's just kind of a
Chicago.
big show.
You guys in North Dakota today?
Oh, yeah. Not good early in the morning, but I'll try. I'm just kidding. Who am I fooling?
Unless you want to time out, that would not be.
How far in advance do we want to do it? Like how
2
close to the
weeks in
event?
a week, yeah.
A week to 2 weeks, because I don't want to do it any further out,
No.
like, no, so people will forget.
Oh,
Okay, I'll contact.
No, who's Jordan?
Jordan, she's the producer from North Dakota Today.
Oh,
Oh.
and Stacy. Yep. Okay. Okay. How does the group think we're at with programming?
As long as we get entertainment.
As long as any of you we talked about, if anybody says yes, we're okay.
So how are we gonna communicate this, like if people are saying yes?
I think when people say yes, we should email Whitney and Whitney can let everybody in the group know.
And let everybody know if there's a certain time they need.
Yep. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Okay.
Do we want to have a place set up so if people are wanting us to look into something in the future, they can let us know about it?
Cool. What if you just had a suggestion box?
Or like what if,
Suggestion that turns into a pitch box.
That's okay.
But I think, I mean, that way people are coming and then they, you know, are inspired or they notice something
We
that
can
might give
have
us some
an area
parameters.
with a box and just like a poster or something with it that says, you know. it could
or they
our
might
mission.
have an idea of what we're doing and
Comments or ideas or something.
what we're not doing, what we're doing.
I think that would be great. And then you can talk about it. Let them know, please, while you're here.
Part of your message should also be, we have public meetings the third Monday of every month.
Except for 2,
Attend.
except for January and February.
Because we moved the dates.
Well, because the third Monday is President's and. Right,
No.
because otherwise we do meet the third Monday, but those are the 2 months that we don't meet the third Monday.
So could we have some flyers or something kind of sitting around as people are coming in where it's,
Relations.
but kind of that's so specifically where we meet, when we meet.
It's on there.
We could probably.
And then are we gonna put up our banner like the one that we used
Brochure.
for,
Just the flyers, remember.
that I said that
Gotcha.
we should have had the
Sure,
polls
fire.
for?
Yeah, I think that'd be good. Yep. Do we have images through the years of this committee?
Who did a slideshow?
Not even a slideshow, but even just on a
Do
table.
old annual reports.
I'm sure we could go to your Facebook. Pictures for a slideshow.
I still have those, I have all the pictures from the year, from this year and last year.
Yeah, but
But that might be a
through the
filler or
years.
something, if
Oh,
they
yeah.
have, if they have them.
Or did you have like a lot of them?
You didn't have anything going on for the next month besides planning this for it, did you, Jason?
Or what about like at the diversity that we did like at the library, not at the library, at the Legacy High School?
Mm.
I'm just gonna look and see.
Going forward, we may want to have an image section on here,
Yeah, I would agree,
just we could fill with images from events.
like with the band night,
Mhm.
I have not seen any of them from that.
Did you do the annual report? Did I miss it?
You're gone or something.
When did that come out?
February or March?
So this one's got all sorts of pictures.
Now, which one was that?
Last year's.
This is one from several years ago.
Now, who's all in that one?
So This looks like a scan of a paper copy. This one's pretty lousy. This is former Mayor Mike Seminary, and then it says Sean Fody, Roseanne Fody, Riley Fody, and Danielle Stuckel. I don't know who any of those people are.
Is it like a family?
Might have been the parents of a recipient or something. So that was back in 2015. Let's just go back into 2010. This one doesn't look good either. Oh, well, pictures aren't terrible, I guess. We could,
No, who's on that one?
I don't know.
Oh, that is.
This is Mayor Warford here.
Yep. And
This is taken in this room.
in the hoodie,
That little
that
TV.
is, oh gosh, what was her name? She's still around, she's on the, yeah.
You're so helpful.
I worked with her, she ran Dakota Outright for a while she retired when I first moved here.
And her name is.
I keep wanting to say Darcy, but it's because Darcy's sitting right here, her name is not Darcy.
Now, was that a picture of?
Is that
Is that John Warford or is that,
The only humanitarian year where it looks like Schlosser's.
Jerry
Century
Bill and
21.
Kay Schlosser with the humanitarian award, this award, yep. Yep. Jerry Bill Schlosser, Kay Schlosser, Jerry in there twice apparently. So there are some images.
Okay.
do you have like any like on the diversity, the one that we do at,
The cooking one?
We have some that aren't on the website, that are on our network drive that I can't get to from here, so we can take a look. Between Wiki and see if we can scratch around if we find things that are.
Maybe even if there's like 15 pictures, because somebody's, I don't think anybody's gonna sit through.
Just play on a little.
For the past 2 years, I have at least 15. I've done that, yeah.
So we can have.
or what about
30
the one
or
that
40.
you did up at the council? I'm trying to think what,
Pride.
is that, okay, that's the one. that-
Yes.
Or what about when we did the band night?
Yeah, I don't know, any other discussion on
Just one thing before we move on, Mr. Chairman, the purpose of the pictures, you want them printed or you want them on a slideshow?
Slideshow.
I think a
We could do a
slideshow
slideshow.
might be better. If the ops
Whatever's
for
easier
it,
for you.
yep, if the ops aren't good, maybe print them and we can do them on a poster board.
Whatever works.
Tell.
We might wanna check with the library that they could have that.
We will just have Kevin get on that at the library. Make it work for other people.
Was he around this committee, Kevin?
No, no,
Maybe years ago he may have been, not in my time, not the short history about that.
do you have two phones over there?
I have 3 phones.
It just.
2 out.
It looks like one's bent out of shape.
My life is meant
any of them. What's next?
Oh, here, sorry. That's on. That would be Mr. Chairman. Oh, wait, hold on. Programming Master of Ceremonies. Georgiana.
What was that, the same, on the same topic?
Yeah. We missed that part.
What are we talking about?
The last thing is Master of Ceremonies.
Just
You
someone
know, I know the greatest NC.
Oh, you're funny.
The what?
The greatest master of ceremonies. I've seen him in work, he's fantastic. I
Who's
know
that?
he'll be free that day.
She's funny.
It has to be Jason.
It is Jason.
I could do it too.
We can take turns, sound good.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
What day again, Jason, is this?
Saturday, October 22nd, 1 to 3 p.m.
So check your schedule and you and I.
5 or 6 weeks out.
And so,
Sound good?
Yeah,
We'll take one for the team, I guess.
yeah, it all depends on friends.
Okay.
Pretty sure if we hand you a microphone, you'll be off to the races, no problem, Jason.
But it really does, it depends on.
Something else that we need to talk about.
Podcast, we're going to the city commission for that. Name of the program.
We found what the name last time, didn't Mary Beth Little come up with the name? Do we like it?
I don't
Remember what it was?
No.
No. Cause we need to come up with for one for ourselves.
No, but it was a really good.
Well, and I don't think we have much on the art show because that was last.
And that's pushed to the spring
Oh, yep.
to give you guys breathing room to get through October.
Thank God.
And then we don't need to talk about any of that. The municipal equality index, and you told me there's nothing.
Yep, so the last that I heard was from Jason is that they got a new
Our
person.
contract is moving on. He's going back to school to finish his master's degree, and there will be a new person assigned for this portion of the world. And he thanked us for all the work that the group has done and all the things that we've done together, which has been a phone call. Kind of felt a little canned, frankly.
I was not very happy with that. I didn't respond because I didn't know how to respond. I was
I
just
waited a day or two and then just offered some similarly false platitudes.
What do you mean by that?
Just I said, yeah, thanks for all you do. Good luck.
This is extremely odd to me, especially after looking. Yes, because looking at the page, I mean, I dug into that the MEI page on the Human National HRC. And they have videos of people working with city officials to help raise the scores and champion equality within their cities. And we've been trying for what, almost 2 years?
Longer.
We can't even get a response for what we can do to help improve our score, or if the work we put in actually improved our score. We turned in a whole thing of what we've done, and they sent us a thing with the exact same score.
I think that tells you that when they hire a new guy, you need to buddy up to him right away.
I'll just be asking the city to please send me to DC so I can meet with them in person.
I'm sure that's in our budget.
J,
Your full budget next year.
J,
It's a trip for you.
It's fine.
for us, J square.
The mayor showed up, they're gonna give us more money, right?
That was the first I was. very
J squared.
J squared up to DC.
Like,
It's gonna be,
We did not give an increase for
I do
this
like the name J
budget,
squared
did we?
quite a bit.
Jason, did you hear the chairman?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the
Did we
question.
get an increase for this budget?
No, we tried, and the answer was no, not this time.
Where's our budget at?
I don't know what's left for the balance of the year, but for next year, it's 2,500 again.
For the
Wow.
20th year. That's interesting. Did they say why?
Not specifically, no. Other than, I can say this, there were a lot of things that were said no to. And this year, the primary focus, as it is oftentimes many years, is public safety, cybersecurity. The police department's taking on a body cams project. That's a huge lift for us as an organization. The cost is really high. So there were far more things that were declined than supported. So that's any comfort. No, it's not, but it wasn't an exclusive no, just to this group.
I think that just means we need to work harder to prove our words.
Having engagement from an elected official here is and inviting them to things, and maybe this podcast thing will encourage some participation, and I think you fortunately need to prove yourself a little bit to this group.
And maybe we need to get into the habit of taking more pictures.
Yeah, well, that could be a way to
Well,
get
I can take more pictures.
Well, Jason, you think too, is there
Photographer for the event.
is there a way we could, you know, for next year, maybe bring like a city official in, like the mayor, and talk about it?
I think ahead of the budget season, it wouldn't hurt to invite the mayor and say, you know, here's what we're thinking. Here's why we'd like a little bit more. We think we could do a few more things if we had another $1,500 or whatever the number looks like.
And when do we have to do that?
April and May. Really when our budget cycle starts for us as staff, it's in April.
Could you get that in our agenda to remind us in March?
So are we
Or
going to do
even
the annual
February,
report in March again, Jason?
I'm sorry,
Are we going to do the annual report in front of the commission in March again?
if that works for this group, we sure can.
Because I think we should do it right before we talk to him about money.
Yeah.
And you might not even hesitate to say during the annual report, you know, we would sure like a positive look when it comes to budget 2024.
Yeah.
Because as you can see, we've been extremely busy and we have a lot of influence in this community and we'd like to do more. And we feel that a little extra financial kick given on the heels of a 9.1% inflation increase overall, your money's worth less. So.
Any other business, like,
Well-
Whitney told us about the resignation.
Well, the
So let
mayor
me
said
go-
that we could.
Yeah, the recommendation.
Remember the discussion that we had? When's a good time to bring that up?
Remember, we'll wait until after, because we were gonna try and have a one-on-one conversation.
So just check.
Let me go grab the two applicants.
Oh, no, can I say it?
Yes.
Okay, so we're not gonna bring this as a bit other business right now, but we wanted to have a conversation about transportation accessibility, which is.
And I think since the driver's here and since he was there,
Yeah.
he's the guy that pretty much.
Okay, want to hear who the applicants are?
Yes.
So this is a name you should recognize. We've mentioned her name already once this evening, Geraldine Alvey, applied. And so when it says list the skills or qualifications you could bring to this board, she said, I'm a leader in the new American community. I coordinate and direct people in my community to the resources they need, be it housing, food, financial assistance, or what have you. I am also the director of a youth group called Youth in Action, and I teach the youth to give back to their community through dance. I have 3 written articles. I am responsible and result-oriented, and I will bring diversity and a different perspective to the board. It says, please explain your reasons for wanting to serve on this board. The Black and immigration community is not represented within state entities in Bismarck. I want to represent the Black voice. I also want to be a channel to take back information to the community so my Black people of Africa, the descents and immigrants as a whole are better represented, and I want to be that voice. What is your principal occupation? She is a fair housing specialist, and then list any other associations. And she says Grace Action Chapel International, Bismarck International Church, and then the High Plains Fair Housing Center.
Can we get our contact information, contact her regarding the dance? Where do you have it?
I'm gonna get it, and if I don't have it, I'm gonna just go to her job, because she works with,
Jason, yeah.
oh, perfect.
So we can chat afterwards on that one. The other name is Stephanie Little. Stephanie, when it says list the skills or qualifications you could bring to this board, Stephanie listed ethical and cultural competency, policy development, crisis intervention, social and systems advocacy, professional, interpersonal, verbal, and written communication skills, relationship building, active listening, and intentional speaking. leadership and organizational abilities, analysis, evaluation, and problem solving, data collection and interpretation, and creativity. MSW, LMSW, the Masters in Social Work, and then a licensed Masters Social Worker, history of social work experience in the Bismarck area, and a current grad student for the PhD Master of Public Health. David, current student, please explain your reasons for wanting to serve. The HRC's mission is to promote acceptance and respect for diversity through educational programs and activities and discourage all forms of discrimination. As a social worker, I've dedicated my life to advocating for people and groups of people. I want to work for and with the people, representing them and the needs of the community. I've lived in Bismarck for most of my life, and I understand both the positives and difficulties faced with unique populations. I want to listen to the need, assess potential outcomes, and ultimately provide assistance and service that would be in the best interest of our city and its residents. Other boards and committees, she said that she's a member of the National Association of Social Workers. Current employer is Minot State University at BSC campus, and she is currently an online student with the University of South Dakota.
I personally like that first one.
Geraldine,
I think it would be,
as the current recipient of the Humanitarian Award, I think you would do well to have Geraldine come to these meetings on a monthly basis.
she brings diversity.
Thank you for saying it.
Yep,
It's a true statement.
it is. We have a very large growing American community. And if we don't start engaging and get representation, it's gonna be a
With
problem.
with who's stepping down,
Yep.
Lucy,
Yep.
I think it should be Geraldine.
So this group, now that you've discussed this, if you are so inclined to make a motion to recognize or suggest one name to the mayor, I will be meeting with him tomorrow morning.
I would make a motion to approve the first one.
Second, I can't.
As the chair, you typically
I'll
can.
second that.
There you go. Okay, so. And the motion, as I understand it, is to recommend Geraldine Ambe as the 9th member of the Relations Committee.
Yep.
Only if she provides all of the music and dancing.
At the anniversary event.
Throw that little caveat in there.
I don't think they can do that, but
We can always hope.
yeah, true.
Mr. Chairman, do you want to call the vote?
All those in favor say aye.
I,
Those opposed, motion carried.
So with that, not only will we recommend that to the mayor, but then we also do, to make it official, we'll have an action item on the next city commission agenda. We will put in the cover memo that the Human Relations Committee has reviewed the applications and recommends Geraldine as the newest member. So that it becomes.
And that's something to do with the new mayor, is that correct?
In the past, we had shared the applications with the mayor. He had not asked for this group's opinion, so I would say that that's a new thing for this mayor. Say it's
Because I don't remember him asking.
never.
or even coming to a meeting.
Nope,
So
he
then
did not.
tomorrow when you meet with, Mayor Schmitz, his Mike, sorry, goes to my church.
That's fine.
You're
He
gonna talk,
prefers that we call him Mike. I call him mayor because I just trained myself not to get in.
you're gonna talk to him about getting on the agenda as well, correct? Or-
We take care of the
Yeah,
agenda.
take care.
Whitney and I do that, so that part is done. We'll get you on, we'll get whoever on there and we'll do a little cover memo and we'll share an example of the invitation. They can see it. And do a little write-up that basically says recognition of our 20th anniversary, here's what the HRC wants to do.
Yes.
When you, I know you're sending out the invitations or the communications versus the invitations in your email. Will we also get an email so we can disperse it to people that we know to invite them?
We can sure do that because this was created as a digital version, so we can just send you this if you want to push it to your networks.
Okay.
Not a
And
problem.
you're gonna be on the, it's gonna be on the city of Bismarck page too? We can't do it like events, or can we?
Events
Could
like
the
on Facebook,
communications- Yes.
I'll ask Kaylin how he would prefer to do that. So if that makes it easier. Sure.
Yes.
And people can RSVP, and you can kind of see who's coming up.
What's up with that?
If Sergiana mentioned, could the city do an event for our anniversary part get together? Because then we would see people, we could all share it and spread it, and then as people
Oh,
said they
cool.
were coming to
I
the
like that
event.
idea. I love the idea.
Yeah,
So I'm sorry to see,
Way to go.
Thanks.
I'm sorry to see Julie go.
I know,
I
Did
talked
you
to
see
her.
her letter?
no,
I can read it to you. It cites the fact that they are basically swamped at Global Neighbors and have taken on,
Now, what is global neighbors? I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
The refugees that come in and then they.
hear them out.
Do you think it
Like
would be,
mentors and stuff.
do you think it would be a possible use of this committee's resource to try to partner with them a little bit more and see what we can do to help?
Yeah. I don't
Because
know
if they
what,
have a lot of
But she
things
is on
going
the
on,
committee for global, the board, for global
Then-
neighbors.
Or do you think that the time that we meet is not a good time for them?
but if they have events or they do things.
Well, they have events at the, don't they have an event every month?
Yep.
At,
And it's
with
usually-
different, with different nationalities, isn't it on
Yep.
Mondays?
it's on Mondays. It's usually either right after or during this
So
event.
maybe we could like partner with them and do like a.
So do we need to kind of think about changing our time?
We might do
Because we all committed to this.
Yeah, I think it's good to keep this, because the citizens know that this is when we meet. And it's best to be consistent. Oh, wow.
so she put it on Little Neighbors letterhead. And I'm not gonna read the whole thing here, but she said, unfortunately, due to unforeseen influx of refugee and new American needs in our community, Bismarck Global Neighbors has grown rapidly and is now overcoming my time and priority, making it very difficult to make it to board meetings and participate in activities with the group. I wish this was not the case, as this board seems to be an amazing group and I would have loved to participate more. We've just added over 70 new refugee support service cases in the past few months that we must now manage through Western North Dakota, and have been just asked to help support over 200 international nurses coming to Sanford in Bismarck these coming months, on top of all of the other services that we provide. We have already tripled our staff this past year and are looking to increase additional staffing before the end of the year, so I'm finding my time as director very limited, towards putting my focus on other organizations and events. So in short, extremely busy. Sends her regrets. I would echo what this group is thinking. I think she was a great connection,
Yep.
but at the same time, she's not the only one.
Do you think we could reach out to her and say, as a committee, what can we do to help you? What are some, maybe we can.
You want to do that after your anniversary celebration?
Please.
maybe we can,
Yes.
How about we put that on the next
From this
agenda?
winter.
Put it on the November agenda. How can
Maybe,
we
I mean-
agency help global neighbors?
So in thinking of that, sorry, am I over talking you?
Oh, I will overtalk you.
Okay, good. I have a tendency to do that. Global Neighbors already partners with the Martin Luther King Jr. Committee, which we also partner with now. So we do already kind of work with each other on areas that we can. In my mind, I get nervous trying to offer help to an organization because I don't know what we as a committee could do to help 200 incoming. Like what I could see us partnering up with events.
But I think that's the question we ask, what can we do to help? you?
Oh, got it.
You know? And I don't know that it is really beneficial for us to say, hey, we want to do this for you, but I think if we open the door to say, what can we do to help you? Keep us in mind when you're,
You can always say no too. If it's not the
Yeah.
right size and shape for the committee, you don't have to take it on.
Well, you have Tia, who's not here, who's already on their board. She could probably tell you, rather than us having to go to Julie and wait out what we can and cannot do. Different things that she thinks that they may need assistance with that we could potentially.
Oh, that could be cool.
She's traveling again. I don't know where she's.
I know, I swear it's
but I
gonna
think
be
if we're
New
gonna have
York
it on the
again.
agenda, then we can talk about it in, you know, November or whatever, and.
Okay.
So, any other business?
Just one other, speaking of Martin Luther King Jr. committee that is coming up in January, we'll want to look at what we have budgetary after this anniversary party, which the party shouldn't be.
Budget resets on January 1. We will have a full budget for the Martin Luther King Jr. event in January.
Right, but I think how we did
Give them
it
the money in
last year,
December, so we
right,
don't spill over into January.
last year we tried to flush
Yep.
what we had to that committee, not flush, like help, so it didn't go to waste.
Yep.
And was beneficial.
If you want a budget report at your December meeting,
Yep, to help.
So with those,
Maybe November
whatever we
is
don't
fine.
use, does that roll over to like next year?
No, we lose it.
Would it be helpful for the commission if we were to like, as we're talking about things we wanna do or things we're doing, if we think about like, if we had X amount of dollars, we could take it to this level, so when we go to them and ask for more, we can tell them what we're thinking of doing with it, instead of just being like.
That would be amazing
Well,
for
then
you to
you can
come up
say that
with.
in the annual report. We can have.
Right, but if we
we do
say-
annual report.
But if we, if we are talking to, if we can give it to the,
Projections.
yeah, like, here's what we'd like to do, here's what
having
we're
a narrative
thinking.
would be helpful for the budget committee, so it's not just this analysis.
Just give us-
Yeah, we need more money. Well, what for? All these things.
It sounds like you have a very logical mental capacity for these kind of.
I do
I
not.
do think the whole should talk about
I
it.
have
Technical,
a really
Definitely.
great ability to throw stuff out and then not follow through.
Well, how much do we give to the Martin Luther King last
It
year?
was around $900 at the end of all of it.
It was basically, here's what we have left.
Yes,
Here you go.
it zeroed out the account.
It would be nice to be able to do like $1,000.
But if we could say,
But now like
in
this
March,
event, is
if
that
we
gonna,
would have
what's that
had
gonna cost or
even
not?
like $500 to
Too
spend
bad,
on this
'cause everything's
event we're doing in October, here's what we would have spent it
I
on.
think it's just the room cost is what,
Right?
in the library
Okay.
isn't expensive.
Is the library free for?
No, it's not.
I'd say for this though, it should be a partner organization.
They are just free because we're,
The
Yeah.
one
you're
over
right.
at the library
You're
over
right.
Mandan is free, but not here.
Do you foresee any cost for our anniversary other than printing?
We'll print here.
so
So
we're.
that will come out of our
We've
budget.
got fancy paper, and as long as our copier holds out, we'll print in house.
This could actually be no cost for this anniversary event.
I think of.
Because then we talked about that last.
Right, right. We could have keynote speakers, we could have,
Are we gonna take our water bottles and stuff like that?
oh, yes.
I still, I'll bring them next time.
Don't bring them until October 22nd.
You'll bring your what?
The
Water
water
bottles that
bottle.
they have in my garage. I forget every single time.
Okay. I will text you a week before and then the
Okay.
day before.
Any other business?
No,
Any other business?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, meeting adjourned.
Good job, Chairman.
Yeah,
So everyone's going
Jason,
to talk to their noted parties like this week.
Jason, can I
Yeah.
talk to you for a second?
Sure. You wanna go out in the hall?
No,
Would you like us to leave?
no. I, thank you for, helping me at the city commission meeting.
Oh, yeah, no problem. That's what we're there for.
Yeah, it's, that was a controversial item, it's been,
And I'm assuming you'll be back next week to hear the rest of the conversation.
I will be. But I just found out today we have a DCIL, appreciate it, moves up to, so I don't know.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
want me to do them?
Well, Trevor, if someone could help compose your thoughts, you could always submit.
That's what I
a
do,
written
always.
report. Yeah, and then we make sure that the commissioners get that, it's emailed to them, and then we also we print it and put it at their workstation so they can read it prior to the meeting if they didn't have a chance to see their email. So if you have
Yeah.
remarks, you can certainly,
I know it was tabled last time because of the city attorney, the contract, the language that was came up.
I haven't seen anything. Last week was extremely busy, and I didn't see a whole lot of Chanel. So,
Yeah,
but I'll know more tomorrow because the deadline is noon for departments to get their stuff to us, so we'll see it by then.
Is it a packed agenda?
I don't think it's too overwhelming, not any more than any of the others. It's not as short as Mandat's always.